coming through. Audio is coming through.
Film.
Yes, it is.
Right
Okay, cool.
Oh, is it filming? Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, thanks.
Get rid of that bumper there. And turn on the cam link. And we're here.
Holy shit.
And we're here. And I said, welcome to the Bar Top Podcast,
Welcome
everyone.
to the Bar Top Podcast, everybody. We are officially live here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just
there
to
we go.
make it quick, we're sponsored by Jenks Productions, who are very strange people like me, who produce shit like this and have a lot of issues, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Holy fuck.
And if you,
I'm still fucking, I think I got 5 more canas off of that shit.
but if you want some photography, videography, drone shots, you call me, James, at Jenks Productions. You can even have a setup just like this, for money. Not for free. Fuck you. Also brought to you by the Yux Box Bar.
Yux Box Bar, guys. Everybody, you'll need to make me run sound for you in the night. We watch door, you keep money. Let's make it happen.
And also we're going to keep sponsoring our good buddy. He's a tattoo artist. We know him as Mario Betancourt at Fierce Eagle Tattoo Studio.
Yes, Fierce Eagle Tattoo.
Check him out, Kings Highway. If you guys want to get some cool ink, I mean, I still got mine. I love it. People still give me compliments on it.
Oh, yeah.
Check him out. Best artist in Brownsville, in my personal opinion. But today we have actually have a special group guest. We have BLANKT. Woo!
Thank you guys for having us.
Hey, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for your patience. Holy fuck.
We got here at, I got here at 8:30. What time is it now, people?
Oh shit, it's 10:30 already.
It's 10:30 at
I didn't
night.
fucking realize it's 10:30 already, guys. Sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, we it's been a lot of trial and error, everybody. We are used to hooking up acoustic instruments to this and stuff, and it's usually a pretty easy thing, but this time we tried to do some drums and some electronic instruments, so it was more of a challenge.
We've been talking about it forever that we were going to try something different every time, and I think this is going to be the first time we're really doing something different. And also, speaking of different, yeah, you guys definitely have a different sound than what we've had on the show so far.
Hell yeah. I guess if you guys want to go from left to right, just say who you are, what you play.
Yep, go for it.
All right, I'm Effie. I play guitar and I sing on the records.
I'm Itzel. I play the bass and I sing.
I'm Cesar. I play the guitar.
I'm Alex and I play the drums.
Awesome.
Awesome. And earlier, you were like just going ham on the piano while we were doing all the setup.
I also play piano just for fun.
Do you ever play?
He plays everything.
Do you know all of the gymnopedies? Like, just like.
I only know the third movement,
Oh,
which is that one.
No, I'm just, does he do Scott Joplin?
No, I don't know that
You
one.
just need to do the other one.
The ragtime. I wish I did, though.
That's another one of them, but I forgot what movement that is. Anyways, but yeah, hey, hell yeah, thank you guys for being on. I gotta admit, it's been like a year now since I've been hearing you guys play, and I'll be quite honest with you. I feel like I'm another generation that just kind of like missed just these branches of music. So Cesar reaches out to me and he says, "Yeah, we're a shoegaze band." I'm like, "Hold up. What the fuck is shoegaze?" I had no fucking clue. I didn't know. I didn't understand. And then I got introduced to a whole genre, branches of gazes that have just appeared now. In your definition, what is shoegaze? Because I'm still at this point, like, where I'm like, people are like, oh, it's like from the Deftones and stuff. People will tell me, like, it's that broad sound, right? But what do you find shoegaze to be?
I think it's like really, it's like really a lot of like guitar music. You know, it's like really guitar driven. It has like a lot of like reverb and like distortion and stuff. But it's not like metal. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's its own genre. It's like chill. It's like slow. It can also be fast. But like shoegaze, like the old shoegaze, like the original shoegaze, like My Bloody Valentine and Slow Dive, it's all like really, it's like really chill and it's really like, it's psychedelic, you know?
I think it really comes down to the vocals, how the vocals are produced.
Yeah.
Because if there's a lot of reverb and delay and just like very dreamy, then I think you could say shoegaze rather than like metal and stuff.
That like My Bloody Valentine sound, they would like whisper instead of like actually sing.
Okay. Okay. No, that's really interesting. I really enjoy you guys' sound. I think that you all sound is, of course, it's very atmospheric, and it's not just you're in it, right? It's just like a huge, staticky, cozy blanket, right? You just like fall into it.
I would say it's like a metal influence. Just had fun with the soundscapes of a very hollow driveway. It's like if metal was in the giant reverb chamber.
Yeah, basically.
And it just really fills the void. It just becomes a soundscape as opposed to just like, it's like I can hear you like when you were chugging around, like, oh, he's chugging, but once he throws on one of his pedals on there, like it just allows it to ring out, and I'm like, I'm in a daze. I'm just
it's captivating. I gotta admit, you guys sound really captivating, and it's almost like how would I say? Like, I could see everybody gather here when you guys have your shows. It's always a packed house when you guys play. First of all, and I can see everybody go from talking to all of a sudden everyone is almost like in an intimate moment of quiet, just like gazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you've heard this, but I've always been told, it's like, what's shoegaze? Oh, it's when they're so into what they're doing, they're staring either at their guitar or their pedals that it almost like they're staring at their shoes.
Yeah, that's where it comes from, and we try and work on that. Maybe like move around more on stage, but it is kind of technical.
The thing is, that's what I like about that sound. It's actually my cup of tea. He knows this. I love reverb to death, to the point that I have like 3 or 4 different reverbs on my freaking pedal board. But I'm always like, if I'm playing, I'm just looking down the whole time. It's hard not to, and you're just like, no, that's not it. There it is. Like, you're constantly finding yourself in the mix, and you just can't move. You're just so captivated. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of looking down at your pedals, you guys have a smorgasbord of pedals. You got like the charcuterie board of pedals.
Charcuterie.
Whatever the hell you want to call it. Charcuterie, Warshire, Horshire. I don't know what
you have a Stanley Tucci board of pedals.
Stanley Tucci board.
Please tell me you know who that is.
I don't fucking know who that is.
I'm the movie guy here, so Stanley Tucci is the one guy you've probably seen everywhere, but for some reason you like him, but no one knows who he is.
I know porn star names more than celebs, okay? We're not going to go there. Okay. Anyways. But you guys have so many fucking pedals. Like, I mean, did you guys just automatically, did you look this up, like, all together? Did you just get one at a time and hook them up? Like, how did you guys even come about getting your tech together? Because
you had them before me.
Yeah, I just got a delay, a reverb, and a chorus, like the cheapest ones I could find, just to, like, play with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, I discovered, like, what I needed more. So, like I have the slow audio, the Walrus.
Walrus Slow.
Walrus Slow. And then the Julia, so like the chorus. And those pedals are so many more knobs and so many more options, but I kind of just keep it all in the same option these days. Really, I think anything you use could work. It doesn't really matter if it's the best or the worst.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that get like all this like super big like pedals, and it has like
all
the
Strymon,
like all the different knobs. I feel
God.
like you don't need all of that stuff.
That's what I have this Digitech M3 something 80 thing that's just there, and it's fat and bulky, and so
those are sick.
They're cool, but you guys have so much more control over your sound, though.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the way that I got into like I decided what to buy, I kind of started off with what I was like listening to before I was involved in the band. I kind of just got like my distortion because I was like, oh, I want to switch between clean and dirty, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my like old DS1 pedal, which I already changed, and then I was also into like indie rock, so I got the chorus pedal because they use a lot of like chorus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just ended up getting all the other stuff. Like I got reverb because you gotta have a reverb, and then I got another reverb because like you gotta have more reverb.
Yeah.
It's because I have the Hall of Fame and the slow, and I just I just futz with that, and then I had fun with it to the point where I used the slow on that freezing option that it has to just freeze the sound. I was like, ooh, let me play a note and then go to the shimmer and just stomp it down and let it ring like crazy, and then slam it on the slow and just keep that ring going. And yeah, no, the combination of that, and I think I have 2 delay pedals also.
I only have one. I try to keep my delay like subtle, but I feel like it still makes a difference. It still like opens up the sound more. And then the big muff that I have, it kind of just elevates it. Like whenever you go into those like dirty sections, it just like elevates it. You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah,
looks,
I
like
heard,
heavier. You know?
I heard you playing some of that stuff, and yeah, I love how that the fuzz and the distortion can mix together, even using more than one kind of way to really push the sound beyond its own understanding. It's just another layer to add to it, the grit.
I feel like I always have my plumes pedal and my rat pedal. They're my overdrive and my distortion, because I like having that like clean but still like kind of dirty sound. Like if I really hit those strings, it's gonna get dirty, and I feel like once I turn that fuzz pedal on, it makes it like really heavy and really like just like super like nice, you know.
Well, adding to those layers, your voice is very smooth. It's very somber.
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to the wall. I'm talking to the wall that somehow has a better voice than me. Calm down. Because actually during the sound check, I was like listening, like, it sounds like something I would just jam to and just keep playing every day, every once in a while. I was like, wow, this is actually something I like. It's something I really like. I love this kind of music.
Thank you so much. That I really appreciate it. I take every feedback about my voice like to heart, because I am really specific about how I want to sound, and it's really nice to hear those that feedback from other people, because sometimes I truly don't know if it's good or not, and it really is a surreal moment hearing other people that they want to hear more of my sound.
I wanted to ask, because I've heard some of the songs, and I was wondering, like, do you put an effect to your voice as well, or do you just let it stay clean? Like how is there any kind of filters that goes into?
I do all the recording and producing and stuff, so yeah, there's a lot of effects on the vocals, the vocal chain. On our earlier work, I used to put I use Ableton, so I would put all the effects like on the vocal track itself. And then more recently, I realized there's a cleaner way to do it, a more professional way to do it, which shoegaze, you don't really need to be professional, but it's a better way to do it. So now I have I think it's a return track in Ableton, so like it's a line out, so you send it there and then it sends it to the master, and on there I'll have like some compression now, and I'll use like more technical stuff to really open up the sound and stuff, because just adding a reverb is just gonna get messy.
Yeah.
And you can hear on the earlier works like Pillow and Placeholder, it makes more of like a atmospheric vibe, but it is definitely less clean, less polished. But yeah, so like for the effects, I also put like a shifter, which is like a stock Ableton effect that can it just widens it. So like kind of like a chorus where like you have one signal going and another one slightly out of tune at a different time. A shifter does that, but only that. Like it doesn't have the chorus tone. It just like separates it to left ear and then right ear. And
Nice.
I really like the stereo
A nice
feel.
full sound.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
you like to give it that sense that it's moving.
Yeah, like just having this. My favorite part about music is when it's full and it's like coming at you from like your whole entire being, you know. So like the way it's kind of hard to get that, but it's a lot of multi-tracking, a lot of like I said, the shifter. I use that a lot.
You got a lot of layers on the tracks that you have there.
Yeah, we like triple track guitars and like triple track vocals.
That takes time, dude. That's
Yeah,
a lot,
it does-
that's
it does
a lot
take
of time. So as the drummer, my man, where do you get your own style, and how do you fill in that already full soundscape with the guitars, the vocals, the bass, etc.?
Well, I'm kind of new, so all
Okay.
the recording and stuff, all the making of the songs were done before I joined. But like especially the first EP, I think the recording is real different from how I play it live. And I think it brings more of like an atmospheric feeling to the live shows, which like it's good recording, like on the for like a listen on like just your headphones. But I think it brings like an even deeper feeling live. So like you could feel it a little more.
Like,
Yeah.
like when you're on stage, like when you're going ham on the cymbals and trying to fill, like I said, try to fill the beat part of this large soundscape that might not even feel like it has a time to it. Like you're the one part that really gives it some time to it. Like you're the reason that people can rock to
Yeah,
this
because
sort of heavy lullaby, as you could say.
on the first EP that they made, it's a lot of like quarter notes, and I added like when we play it live, I try to do more eighth, so you feel it a little
You
more.
syncopate it a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's not like too slow, because in the record for like a listen, it's real smooth, it's real like calm, and it's nice. But I feel like live, you kind of, for me personally, I like it more like faster pace. And I think even like just adding the eighth notes from quarter notes to eighth notes, it changes. It makes the feeling's a lot different.
You try to also bring in the crowd with that one. Try
Yeah.
to really give them more of that, the beat work.
Yeah, Alex's drumming live has definitely upped our sound, because like on the recordings I can explain like why it's so like strict and like so like not too groovy. So the way I recorded the drums on the EP was I would actually download like a drum kit, so like that's just wave files and MP3 files from YouTube, and then I would drag and drop them into like the grid on Ableton, which is kind of like it's like a rap thing. Like that's how you make beats and stuff.
Yeah.
But so how that translates to like acoustic drums is it sounds really robotic, and that's when Alex fills in with. I tell him to play live, like when we're practicing. I'm like on the recording it sounds this way, but I want you to do like whatever you feel is necessary. I want you to take it and make it your own, sort of, because that is just what makes it a more enjoyable live
It's
experience.
like there's the record and then there's the performance.
Yeah, exactly. And like it was definitely a limitation we had recording it, because I couldn't record acoustic drums. I have a drum set at home, but it's like a $400. Like it was
like
the
you're
cheapest thing we could get.
Honestly, it's like feeding two different mouths. It's like, oh, it's like as the adults, you want the refined taste, you go to the restaurant, but sometimes the kids don't mind going out for some fast food that's still delicious, but it's a lot of fun to go and do it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. It's definitely, if
Go-
I were to relate the
go-
drums to a food, it'd definitely be like,
Going to the play place at McDonald's.
yeah, it'd be like a $1 hot dog you get like on the street, but then like live, it's more like a nice chili dog from like Sonic or something. And then
Don't confuse the Swedish Chicago hot dog, man.
yeah, I'm not really a hot dog guy, but that's the first thing came to mind.
It's funny. That's what I had for
And
lunch
then
today.
just recently, actually, I got a VST of robot drum or dog robot drum or something. Some random VST that makes it's like addictive drums. It's a plugin that lets you program it the same way, but adds in that variation, that human feel to it. So like on My Plea, our newest single, it's definitely more, the recording is definitely more like how we play it live with the drums. And so yeah.
So I want to just to go into the history of the band. When did it kind of start? Like who was like
I'll let Cesar take this one.
All right, go for it.
So I met Effie at Alex's first ever show with his old band, Second Floor Window. They would play like the Strokes covers and like stuff like that.
Very well, I might add. It was
Yeah,
it was
they
good.
were really good.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Bring 'em back.
It was good. It was good. It really was.
So I went to their like first ever show, and Effie was there, and I was like talking to a friend, and he kind of just like joined the conversation. So he kind of like mentioned like, oh, like I like shoegaze and stuff, and I was like, dude, I love shoegaze. It just kind of ended up in a like, oh, if you're ever down to do something, like hit me up, I want to play. And me and Alex jammed like 2 or 3 weeks later at Alex's house, and we posted a story on Instagram. I think it was we posted 2 actually. We posted one playing Midnight Trust cover. Which one was it? It was Show Me How. And we posted one playing Everlong by the Foo Fighters.
No, it was When You Sleep.
Was it When You Sleep?
With
No,
No,
it was
that was a
without
different
Effie.
time.
Before that was so we posted Everlong, I'm pretty sure, and it stood up on the Show Me How cover, and Deffy stood up on the Everlong cover, and Deffy was like, "Oh, do you need a
Is that
rhythm
facts?
guitarist?"
I don't know if that's real.
Huh?
I don't think that's real.
You did slide up.
I'm not sure about
You
that.
can go back on our chat and like prove it. I'll prove it right now. Effie was like, "Oh, y'all need a
like,
rhythm
no, I
guitarist or what?" And I think I kind of just texted Alex like, I think it was Effie. I told him like, "Hey, you remember that like shoegaze stuff they wanted to do?" So I was like, "Let's do it." And then I asked her like, "Hey, do you wanna sing and stuff?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so I think I asked her like, "Oh, like do you play any instruments?" And she said like, "Oh, I know how to play the guitar sort of." And I was like, "That's good enough. You're playing the bass." And at first, Alex was actually in the band when we first ever started, like temporarily, like just like to help us out. And eventually we got a different drummer, and we played with her for a while, and now we're back to having Alex.
So is this still an original 4? Like,
Yeah, technically, I guess. Yeah.
Sort of, not
Oh, yeah.
really.
Yeah,
I mean,
sort of, not really.
I don't think I was there when Itzel came in. Like I was
Okay.
already
Yeah.
gone.
okay, but as far as like coming back to form, was it pretty close? Like,
I'd call it a technicality.
I
I would say it's
think
pretty,
so.
like You may have gone and come back, but I mean, it's still technically like the original. I guess the original 3, and then Nitel came in. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, kinda. It's
Okay.
it's like a weird timeline. Like we forget.
Got you.
But this was all the way back in like October 2023.
Yeah,
Damn.
I think I was a junior at the time. Was I?
No, we were
You were
seniors.
senior.
We were seniors, yeah. We were all in high school, and Nitsa was a freshman in college.
Got it.
And so we kind of just like started like jamming like covers, like we were playing like My Bloody Valentine covers, like slow dive covers. We're one of our like hometown like heroes right now, like from the Valley, Glare.
Okay,
We were
yeah.
playing covers from them. They're really good. They're from Brownsville. Some of them are from Brownsville.
That's pretty sick.
And so yeah, we kind of jammed for a few months, and then I texted Chris. He got us our first show here.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
That was cool. I was really surprised, guys. I gotta admit, I was very surprised. I didn't know. Usually, whenever a band reaches out to me, I'm always excited because I don't ever know what to expect. And I was just like, all right, let's do it. and yeah, you guys are amazing. I gotta admit.
Thank you, Chris. It was such a amazing, like, thank you for just giving us their platform and stuff. Like our first show, like, it was just such a great night. And I'm sure you said thank you before, but you're really kickstart our live performance.
I'm glad that I was able to get you guys to play outside before it got all shut down.
Okay, I'm gonna
Dude, we need that back.
Hey,
It was so bad. It was so
pl-
cool.
Let's plug it again. Jukebox Bar, guys. You want to set up your first show? You gotta do it. You gotta come right here.
Honestly, yeah, Chris is the guy.
A little late, but
I might give the outside a chance, and I'll let you guys know if I do. I'll probably test the waters again, and just see what happens.
Dude, let me know. Let me and Alex know. We'll promote it.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, whether it works or not, whatever. Either way, I'm just happy to help motivate and keep pushing people to try it out.
I mean, right now this is us trying to do the same thing again, just trying to get you guys noticed by doing this, and it's like they get to see you perform, but they don't really get to see who you are. It's like, let's do that now.
Exactly.
So I was like, let's have some fun. So I'm gonna pose the questions. Like, you guys have your own. I'm assuming individually, you guys have your own. What's the word I'm looking for? Inspirations, influences. If you can name 3 artists or bands that influence you individually. So in other words, let's start down the line.
yeah, I want to go first. I want to say Lana Del Rey. Like, I know it's a very different sound, but just like whenever there's a solo artist that's able to create just like their own sound, because like I don't know, it's just inspiring. And like there's a couple other, Mac DeMarco, he was one that did it. Kevin Parker from Tame Impala. All these one person acts. Lana Del Rey doesn't really produce stuff. She has a producer, Jack Antonoff. But like Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, he produces his own stuff, and that was really inspiring for me because I produced all her stuff, which, you know, it was pretty bad in the beginning, but now I've gotten better over time. And
It never starts off great. I mean, look at
yeah,
look at soundcheck.
You're talking about Ableton. I'm like, shit. When I got my Scarlatti and I was messing with Ableton, like, I don't know what happened.
I still
Eventually,
don't know how to use Ableton.
I would turn it on and it would just go boo, and I was like, turn it off.
I switched to
As soon as I get, like,
I
the
switched to
program
Studio
running.
One just because I understood it better.
yeah, I mean, that was a great. I'm not sure which one of you said it, but the idea that you'll never start if you wait till you're ready, or like it's never gonna start as good as you want it.
Yeah.
Like when we were before our first show here, I was like saying like, guys, I don't know if we're ready, and then I'm not sure who exactly, like, I think it was because it was like a group decision, like we should do it. It's like, okay, if we're ever gonna do it, we should do it now. But yeah, you never have the idea fully formed. I think Mark Zuckerberg said that, and it's just, you just have to start, because as soon as you start, you're able to see it clearer. You're able to work towards things more clearly, and yeah. So that kind of was off topic.
Where to start and be like, okay, sorry. You have like a what's it called? Like a, I guess like a canvas.
Like a platform.
A diving
plate,
board.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Starting
that's where
point.
you see what needs to be fixed, what needs to improve, and from there you just build up and you just keep on building. That's why I'm like, guys, like, even if we're shit right now, like, it's fine, because from here we can build something differently, and it's gonna kick up, like, it's gonna go up well.
So
Yeah.
let's move on down the list. What are your influences?
Well, personally, I firstly, mostly joined the band because I wanted to sing, and because I really enjoy singing. And people that inspire me is mostly like vocalists, like Billie Eilish, Adele, Lady Gaga. I grew up listening to them, especially with Billie Eilish. She inspired me because she started super young, and the way that she sings, and also Adele and Lady Gaga is just it's just very inspiring. And with like bands like Men I Trust, Slow Dive,
I
Glare,
said
like
3.
it's just like there's different
There's
levels.
a long list.
Yeah,
It's like we.
I hear you.
Okay.
I can't tell you what my favorite band is.
It's good to have a lot of different influences, and it really gives you a chance to make your little amalgam to make that one thing that is solely just you.
Exactly.
After that point.
And with the bass, I'm still like learning, like how to play it, and yeah, with the vocals, I take inspiration from them and see how, like, I know that I don't know how to talk right now, but yes.
Okay, we'll give you a break. What are yours, my friend?
I feel like whenever it comes down to like playing in the band, like the first one would have to be Glare. They're the band that I really listened to at first to get into the genre. I remember my friend Emmy, he's our friend too. He's actually played with us before. Like he's filled in the band. I remember one day just being like, hey, like I want to get into shoegaze. Like I saw a TikTok about it. Like I want to see what this is about. And he told me like, oh, there's this like shoegaze band from the Valley. Like you should listen to them. So I listened to Glare, and I really like their sound. And I find it crazy that I started listening to them. I went to one of their shows back in 2023. It was like June 2023. And today, like, we're acquainted with them, you know, like they've been here in this bar to watch us play and stuff.
No, I like it when bands do that at some point, especially when they're like, we know that they're like, oh, they're town bands, they're mostly stick to the local scene, and then I'm like seeing Instagram reels of them, like, oh, they're like, there's like, I think there was this band, I think it's called, I think it's just called Paradox, I'm not sure, and it was they're a pop punk band, but a rare one because they're all they're African American kids just jamming out like crazy, and then they're hanging out with Single Plan, hanging out with Green Day, opening up for Green Day, and they just started as this small town group just playing covers, playing Blink-182 covers.
Yeah,
And now they started making their original song, and they've been pushing it like crazy, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you guys are gonna move up there at some point and get to those bigger stages and shake heavier hands.
I think that you guys have made some good progress right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're really well acquainted with people in the music scene right now, especially with like we have a lot of friends in McAllen. Like we're friends with Violetta. Violetta's friends with a lot of people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like really cool. It's like really cool seeing how once you get involved, like you get to meet some really cool people, right? And like we still haven't played a show of that level, like Glare. Like dude, Glare's like touring, like they're touring band, like they toured the UK back in February, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's just like crazy. Like
Eventually, y'all will get there, maybe.
Yeah,
It's not out of your reach. I know that.
No, that was the first one. I think the second one is one of the other bands that got me into the genre where I feel like they're one of the older bands that really does that like really like noisy like fuzz pedals and all the crazy reverbs and stuff, and still keeps it like they still keep it really chill. I really like. I think it's called Feels Like You. It's like a blue album.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some really, really nice like reverb tones on there that I'm trying. Like I've always been like I want to replicate this. I want to sound like this.
I'm itching to tag into that conversation because you only gave us 3, but if we can bend it a little bit, like for the shoegaze genre, definitely Where's inspiration because one of their songs, Younger Than You, like we used to play that as one of our covers, and the way the song just progresses from like clean to heavy, you know, on our original like first couple songs, we sort of did that. I sort of did that in the recording, but not as well as they're able to do like verse clean, chorus heavy, verse clean, chorus heavy.
It's like crazy. Like the first time that you hear it, especially those songs that start off clean. Like if it's your first ever time listening to the genre, I remember it was like, oh, like this is like really cool, and then you jump in like oh, you know, it's like heavy.
Mhm.
It's like super like noisy and stuff, but it's like a good kind of noisy, you know.
Yeah, you need that contrast.
Yeah,
And then their other song, How Time Stretches.
I love that song.
That one, like I low key copied it for one of our songs a couple
If
times.
you all are watching this, take notes, branch out in your music endeavors, because I admit I can be a one-trick pony sometimes with whatever I listen to, but every time, like when someone mentions something, okay, I'll dip into it, see if I'll enjoy it. I'm like, guys, take a dip into this, take a dip into this.
And in case, guys, you guys are just joining us, this is BLANKT from Brownsville, Texas. You guys are giving me homework right now. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow, and I'm gonna go like through all the bands. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go back and listen.
So we got
That was two.
That was two.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one
Just
more.
the last one is Traumaray. They're from Texas too. I think they're from Denton, or from Fort Worth. They're like friends with Glare too. I've seen them like twice already in San Antonio, and they're just so good. They're like that heavy shoegaze. I like metal shoegaze. Like they kind of combine that like those like metal riffs, like Deftones riffs and stuff, with that like really like lush reverb sound, you know.
Gotcha.
And they go from really heavy to really nice. And like especially seeing them live, like seeing these bands live, it's crazy how they open up a mosh pit to this like it's like it sounds chill, but it's not chill. So it's like you're going ham in there, you know, you're going crazy in there. And their sound is just so, I just love their sound. They're like I'm pretty sure they're like my top listened artist for like the past year or something. And I'm like trying to learn how to write music. I'm not the best at writing music, but whenever I do, I try write. Like I really take inspiration from them, like writing riffs, like tuning my guitar down to like drop C sharp,
Yes.
like that kind of stuff.
Get those thick strings on there, man.
Hell yeah.
And now we got drummer's pick. Let's go. Let's see what he's got.
Okay, well, honestly, I enjoy a lot of music, so I listen to shoegaze. I don't listen to it that much. I'm in it. I joined with them because
your inspirations, man.
Okay, yeah. Okay, my inspirations for like overall, none of them are shoegaze. First band is The Strokes. Like they're the band that got me into everything. Like got me into mostly like in-depth learning all the instruments, learning everything. I have a real big like hardcore and punk background, so my second's gonna be Turnstile, because they're the first band that got me. They're real entry level to hardcore, but they really got me into that. And I think the last band is Attack Attack. They're a metalcore band from like the late 2000s. They're really good.
I'm gonna have to go back to this so I can write down everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you.
Like,
You guys gave me homework.
There's a lot of names in there I've never heard of, and I'm
Yeah,
just
if
like,
you're gonna listen
okay.
to Attack Attack, just listen to their first album. Don't listen to anything else. You're gonna be very disappointed.
Okay, so I figure maybe we can give you some homework too. So, do you have your inspirations for your music that you want to express to them?
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's cool. I think we should. I think it's cool to share.
I mean,
Share these artists. I've never heard of.
Pink Floyd. I mean, and I'm not talking about like Money. I'm not talking about The Wall. You know, we're going back to the other albums here. We're talking like Echoes. We're talking Set the Controls to the Heart of the Sun. Be careful with that axe, Eugene. We're going back. And I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm just like, man. Sometimes I hear you guys, and I get that same atmospheric that would have like brought out shoegaze. That sometimes the amount of effects that they're using at that time was a huge inspiration. I know like my shit would have been black metal back then. I love black metal, but like real atmospheric black metal. And I think it's just another BLANKT. I do feel like the shoegaze genre though has a much, how would I say, it's the atmosphere is very heavy. And I feel like Pink Floyd has always been my shit right there. Pink Floyd, you can, especially in those albums, those older albums, they go back and forth between a nice bright sound, and they can take you through I guess what the perfect example of it, I don't know if you guys have heard Echoes, Pink Floyd. You know, you get the funk section. It's supposed to be a whole it's funny, right? It's the 70s. It's the funk section. It's supposed to be sex, and eventually the split, you're alone. You start to hear the echoing of the sounds, whatever, and then eventually it all comes right back up to the beginning again when you're...
It's a journey.
Yes, it's a total fucking journey, right? And that's what I love about it. You know, you can have the bright, you can have the dark, and it was all neutral. It was all together as one piece, right?
It made sense.
Yeah. So Pink Floyd has always been my shit. Other than that, I don't know. I'm barely finding out that there's other kinds of gazes. I found doom gaze, which and black gaze. I didn't even know about.
I like Doom Gaze. I forgot the artist name, but the album was just just pink, and I'm pretty sure they were Japanese, and it was just for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's just one guitar note, like echoing sort of, and then like towards the end, it's a huge wall of sound guitar. Oh, I forgot the name though. I think. I don't know. I will have to look it up, but. Can I look it up?
No.
All right.
We actually have a local doom gaze band. They're called Arms First. They're pretty,
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I love that. I think the first doom gaze band that I ever came across was Mouth of the Architect. I don't know if you guys have heard Mouth of the Architect. No, they're interesting, different. The sounds have that. They have that blanketing sound, and it's funny because they come from more of a sludge background, but now you're, instead of that just really down tuned, slow tempo heaviness, they're adding in pedals and stuff, and they're building that same atmosphere.
But I really like the idea of shoegaze. Even with shoegaze, what I also like to do, and this is what I was doing before until I had that synth and then it broke, was I actually ran the synth through my same pedals just so I can really fuck with the sound. And I think I wrote like 2 or 3 songs just with that alone because I was able to really, like, the synth was already, I could really fuck with the sound just with the synth alone, but just like running it through a reverb, running it through having to be able to freeze the notes and then create a crazy soundscape, because I'm a huge fan of cinematic scores. I'm a movie guy. I love movies to death. Score is everything. I watched. It won the Oscar this year. Flow, the animated movie, and since the movie has no dialogue, absolutely none. It's just action, expression, and music, and the music was everything in that film. And my hope one day is to make it good enough to where I can go, hey, I'm gonna go work next to Hans Zimmer over there. And that would be that would be fucking sick. I would be happy just to shake the man's hand. But that's why I like shoegaze so much, because I like the fact that you can really fit that into a scene just to fill in the void of dialogue, is to add to the emotion and then fill in with the music. And that's why I like shoegaze a lot, or any kind of reverberated music. And indie just in general is just a really good emotional turn for music, in my opinion.
I get what you're saying, because shoegaze is very cinematic.
Absolutely.
And I
the
think
drones alone,
the drones
just get me going.
And the way the vocals aren't really, you can't really hear the lyrics all the time, is definitely very cinematic. Some of my very, very earliest like demos of what I would record, like before even forming BLANKT, was I'd record stuff from my brother's short films, because he went to UT Austin to study film, and so he would be making these short films, and he used one of my songs, and I think it was like a senior thesis or whatever. And I also do like films, like scores and stuff, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I forgot the composer's name, but I remember reading his Spotify background, and it was talking about how he doesn't have a single like classical education in music at all, and everything he does is just from kind of like how we are kind of like amateur, but like the way he fits it together, and it's just a unique sound, and that's really what's going to happen every time you make something without knowing the rules. I kind of know the rules, because like I've learned the music theory, and so I kind of do believe that you need to know the rules in order to break them tastefully. I'm trying to get them to learn music theory, but it's a tough battle.
I'm on it, bro.
I was in band my whole life, and I still don't know music theory all too well. Mostly because going through band back then, music theory wasn't technically part of the grade. It was just learn what you need, learn how to at least read the music, and come to practice. You'll be fine. But coming back from what I said, I love music that's just extremely score feeling, and that's why I went in March Drum Corps for 2 years, and that filled the void, because they have big wall of sound, and whenever they play these beautiful long ballads where the notes ring out very well, and to the point where the overtones are just in your face. Just imagine a fleet of bugles in your face playing this beautiful chord and filling in this entire giant stadium with no speakers, just the sound of the instrument itself.
Definitely I like how I say overtones, because the overtones are really important. I mean, I'm kind of going to talk about them as if people listening already know what they are, but the way that like all the other notes are within the one singular note, and it's just what always draws my attention is the major seventh, because when the major seventh, it's already in each note. Each note, like the harmonic sequence, whatever, it goes the third, the fifth, then the seventh. Like the seventh usually stands out a little bit stronger, especially with distortion, because what distortion does is it adds more harmonic information. And so like with shoegaze, when you add, first if there's all those notes within one note, the overtones, and then you add multiple notes together, you just keep going with distortion, reverb. It just keeps going, building upon itself, and you can get lost in a singular sound, because it's gonna be like shifting, and the way phase works within it all too. Like I was in band, but the music theory I'm talking about is not band music theory. I hated band. I played the trumpet. It was just the worst time of my life. Like not to diss it that much. Yeah, not to diss it that much, but it was just not for me. But I was still gravitated.
Did you hear what he just said to me?
I know. I just have to be frank with it, because I think a lot, or at least for me, I've always been drawn towards music. But the way music is presented in like an education environment, like I used to take piano lessons, but I hated piano lessons. And I was in band, and I hated band because it's just I don't know what it is. As soon as you add a teacher, or like I'm fine with mentors. Like mentors are great. My brother's been a great mentor to me. But as soon as you add a teacher and a curriculum and grades and like pass fail, like upon that, it just takes
the joy is gone.
The joy of the art is gone. The art is gone. Now it's another thing that you're graded, you're ranked. You know, it's just, it ruins it for me. But like the music theory from band, I mean, it was very rudimentary in band. Like you said, like if you just needed to read the music, you were fine. Even then, I don't like reading music. I mostly like the harmonic side, like making chords and stuff, and what chords work together, and the scales.
Like figuring those out on guitar and piano was very fun. I think it was much more fun to apply music theory that way. Definitely. You could actually really see it, especially because you have the parallel movement. You can actually figure out where everything is, and it makes more sense.
So where does the soul come when it comes to the writings of your song? Does it just start somewhere? Does someone start it off? I mean, where does it come from? Or does it base itself on a feeling of the moment, and you just play a chord that matches it? Like, what do you do?
For most of the stuff that we've made, it's been through me. Just because I know the music theory and stuff. But then with our most recent single, My Plea, we try to collaborate more. Cesar made two of the chords. It was a 1/4, major sevenths, And so, yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I used to, for our first two songs on our Eclipse EP, I was just like, I just have to make like a song. So I just like rush through it all, and just whatever happens. And then like that's how like 50% of it gets made, and then the rest is like filling it in, like. And then, like, for more recent stuff, Itzel can talk about this a little bit, because when we were, the hardest part is definitely making the lyrics and the structure, the verse and the chorus, because we're just there, just humming, mumbling stuff until something works.
Yeah, because I'm the same way when I'm writing anything at home. Is like I said, I'm running my guitar through a looper, and that's all I'm doing is just effects in a looper, and I can come up with melodies, I can come up with harmonies, I can come up with all that shit, and it sounds great. But I'm just like, there's no real meaning to it. I'm like, it's just an emotional, nonsensical feeling that is absolutely irrational with no words.
I love having to imagine a story, and I never start from the beginning. I have to start somewhere in the middle. And I'm like, okay, this is what's happening. Yeah. All right, now what happened before that, and then what's gonna happen, and then. Usually that's what shapes it, but I can't write lyrics for shit.
Yeah, when we were recording...
It's like I'm starting the story, okay, I lift the toilet seat.
Yeah, when we were recording My Plea, we had like 80% of it done, and Cesar kept asking, he was in San Antonio at college, but he kept like saying like, when's it going to be done and stuff. I was like, we're working on it, and then it's like, it was at the very, very end where we figured out what the chorus was, because I don't know if you remember this story? You want to say it? Like we were recording like your first verse, which you had, and then recorded. My verse was already recorded because I did it before you had been there. And then we were trying to figure out like how this outro section would work, and then we kind of like stole a melody from. Bless you.
Bless you.
Uh-oh.
Bless you.
Sorry, I'm allergic to Genius.
Thank you. Like I was saying, I mean, a great bad artist how's the saying go? Something like a bad artist is inspired, a great artist
Oh
steals.
yeah, or was it the imitation's a form of flattery?
Yeah, definitely. So we kind of like got this vocal melody from that song by Kate. What was the last name? Something running up that hill. You know,
Okay.
kind of
Kate Hudson?
yeah, something. And
Yeah.
and
It's
so
Kate Hudson?
yeah, and then we had the we had that melody, and then we start forming the lyrics, and it was like my plea, and then it all formed like that's going to be the chorus, and then so kind of worked backwards from there. Like that was the outro, then we had to fit it in to these other sections, and that was
You're just building it piece by piece.
I got this
Yeah.
riff. We're just like, let's try it.
Your homework I forgot to tell you is okay. Let's see if you know these bands, and these are my inspirations. One's called Frightened Rabbit. They're a Scottish indie band.
Scottish.
Probably, if not my favorite band to the point that I got one of their albums tattooed on me. That says enough.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's sick.
Second band probably Manchester Orchestra.
I saw them live like 2 or 3 years ago at
You
ACL.
suck, man. I'm jealous of you. Okay, you know what's funny? I didn't start going to live shows until this dude, and that was just like what 22 maybe.
Yeah.
Around 22 was the first time I've ever gone to see live shows here. Before COVID I went to a concert with my wife. I think it was River City Rock Fest, and it's for a lot of bands that I liked, but not my favorite. I guess you could say
There's
it
a
was
lot of butt rock.
It was more for her. And then the third band would be We Were Promised Jetpacks. That's another one you can check out, and another Scottish band. It's very much indie, but a little harder on the indie, a little more on the hard side, and almost very simple, but they're really good. I would recommend that one. But right now, we're going to move on to Blankt's performance coming up right now.
Before we get there, guys, I do want to say any shout outs, any upcoming shows you guys got
Please.
coming on?
We're currently doing a summer run. We're playing at La Minerva in Edinburgh this Saturday. We're taking a little break next week, and then we're coming back to Brownsville Saturday the 21st. We're playing at short notice. It's near downtown. If you're from Brownsville, you gotta be there.
That's Tex Jimenez's place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hell yeah.
It's gonna be a sick lineup. We got Cannon's Dealers on that. We got The Culture. We got Violetta, Bragg, and it's
Awesome.
Too.
I think we should get the Culture on here at some point.
Yeah, we should, actually.
Yeah.
Shout outs, guys.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Give me shout outs.
I mean, I want to shout out all those bands that we play with, Canada Dealers, Inhibition, the
Inhibition's
Culture,
really good, yeah.
all their stuff. They're all on Spotify. I mean, I have a playlist with them that I listen to get inspired, even because they're also inspirations. The way, Brownsville and the RGV is an area where there's a lot of art, but a lot of the time the art doesn't really make it anywhere. But I feel like a lot of them, they have what it takes to make it. So definitely, shouts out to them.
All right, guys. The show is sponsored by Jinx Productions. If you have any questions about professional video, photography, drone footage, give me a call. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Jinx Productions or Jinx_Productions22. Also brought to you by the Jukebox Bar. You want to make your first show, you want to make your debut, or you just want to have a good time, have a beer with some friends, you come out to the Jukebox Bar here on East Adams Street, right here in Brownsville, Texas. And then our good friend, Mr. Mario Betancourt of Fierce Eagle Tattoo. If you want to get some badass ink, go to that guy. No questions asked.
No questions.
Sorry for any other tattooists that I know. They won't let me sponsor them. But anyway, this has been the Bar Top. Please wait patiently. We're going to have Blankt be playing on for tonight.
Okay, we'll be back, guys. Let's get set up again.
Bye.